what, after Ella, did you work with other singers?
Carmen McRae. Oh, boy, a long list of singers. Oh. When I was in San Francisco, that's where I started my career. I worked in a club called the Black Hawk. And the first singer that I played for there was Anita O'Day. That was a lot of fun. She was something else, Amy. We had to play for her with just a duo, bass and piano, and she liked to sing a lot of fast tempos. I mean, very fast. And she was a lot of fun. Al Hibbler was another singer I played for, and he was very nice. Arthur Prysock. Anybody remember Arthur Prysock? Yeah. Oh boy. And I was in Canada for a while, and I played for a lot of singers up there. Many singers. Johnny Mathis, actually, I played for. And I knew him from San Francisco. And a long list. I can't remember everything, but there were more than that up there in Canada. The club where I worked featured singers most of the time, so we had to be ready for a lot of singers. Most of them were very good, excellent. Anyhow, that's about it for the singers.
Well, it was a great age for singers, wasn't it? Just a huge array of excellent singers. Before we turn to Mike Wofford, I think a couple of people had some questions for you, Ms. Dwayans. You had a question? Oh, you can comment. The comment was you. Okay, I don't have to say it, but I'm going to sum it up. The music made her swoon, which is a wonderful word, and you were glad your husband left the room. You said it, not me. Okay.
Excuse me, Judith, I'd just like to add, too, I'm glad Nat's name came up because we can't stress too much what a crucial figure he was in jazz piano. Unfortunately, great singing, and I loved his singing, we all did, but that eventually overshadowed what an incredible pianist he was. He influenced almost every other pianist. Bill Evans even talked about Nat Cole being one of his early influence. I'm so glad that Richard mentioned that because you can't stress that enough, the importance of Nat Cole.
I've just asked this question. Is there anything else that you would like to add about your experiences with Ella?
Well, I'd like to say that playing and working with her was such a complete pleasure. She could swing. Oh, a lot of singers could sing well, they could sing in tune, everything. But Ella could just do all of that and swing. I mean, swing. I used to enjoy just sitting there watching her while I'm playing behind her. You know, she's moving around, and closing her eyes. You know. It was such a pleasure. That's all I can say about Ella. She was number one in my list. I loved her when I was a little kid. I had some of her records that she did with Chick Webb. And, lovely. I can't think of anything else I can say about Ella that I haven't already said. Yes?
The question was, when you first heard her voice, what did you think? I should really have people go to the mic, but I think I'll just the question is, was there anything in that special voice that touched you that you want to comment on further?
Well, one thing, she could improvise so well. Some nights she'd sing the same tune twice, but it would be different, really. And she knew what she was doing. She didn't get lost in tunes like some people have been known to do. She just knew exactly what she was doing. I didn't have to worry about her doing anything bad. Just incredible. She was one of my favorites of all time. That's all I can say. And I was so happy to been able to work with her and play for her for a while. Yes.
Okay, well, we're hearing lots of inspirational memories, and now I would like to turn to a pianist who worked with Ella towards the end of her career rather than the middle, and I think we're going to ask him to play right away, to introduce himself. Is that okay if you play a disc at a time?
But I'll say something.
Okay, let's go ahead. Would you like to do it first and then talk?
Yeah, maybe so.
Okay, he's going to play it, and then we'll hear him talk about it.
This won't need any introduction, but I think it's pertinent today. hope I did it justice. Thanks so much. You know, not to belabor Nat Cole, but it occurred to me again when Richard was speaking. I would say, I've mentioned this in interviews before, really, you have to separate Art Tatum out because Art Tatum was a world of his own. He doesn't even come into the picture. He's the giant monster of all, and we all agree on that, I'm sure. But I think when someone brought up maybe Judith, modern, what is modern? I think, for my money, the first really modern jazz pianists were Earl Hines and Nat Cole, and everything comes out of those two, and of course, Tatum. Monk is another story altogether.
Tisket a Tasket is not an ordinary, I mean, it doesn't immediately, let me start again. How did you get to decide to make such a wonderful composition on that particular piece?
I'm sorry.
How did you get to decide? You know what, we're switching because it's not so easy to hear the microphone as we're sitting one to the other, so you'll have to excuse us if we do that.
Come to pick it? Oh, Judith was asking about Tisket a Tasket. It just seemed like, I hope it hasn't gotten worn out these 2 days. I imagine a lot of people are doing it tonight and what have you, but it's